I have an update for you on the Caden Moses case. And if you don't remember, Caden Moses is 14 years old. He was in his bedroom with his friend. There was a rifle in the bedroom. The rifle went off, shooting Caden in the head. His injuries were fatal. The friend said that he shot himself, but everybody that was involved in this case, like the coroner and the pathologist, ruled this a homicide. Everybody knows that this kid is the one who fired the gun. There's no question about that. But the prosecutor will not file charges in Caden's death. It's tragic. Yesterday, Caden's parents and I sat down with David Stumbo, the head prosecutor for Laurens County, and about 5 different SLED agents and the coroner of Laurens County. We all agreed that this is not a suicide. They agree this is a homicide, the death of Caden at the hands of another, his friend. But because this friend has continued to lie and say he didn't do it, and because he then pleads the fifth and we can't hear from him anymore, they say, David Stumbo says, that he can't prove it wasn't an accident. Now, David Stumbo is a fine solicitor and he has done great work in the past. I just think he's missing the mark on this one. So when you have a kid that comes out of the room and immediately lies about what happened inside that room, that is evidence of malice, which is needed for murder. That is evidence for at least you to put it in front of a judge. And this is going to be a family court judge. It's not even a jury at this point. It would just be a family court judge who would hear the evidence and decide the facts and decide what law to apply. He might even decide, yeah, it's not necessarily murder, but it's definitely reckless behavior on the part of the friend by handling this gun and letting it go off in a bedroom. That would be involuntary manslaughter. So one of the two, at a minimum, I think it's murder. I think it should be charged as murder. But even if you just charge it as involuntary, at least he's held accountable. He's held accountable. So they made this story about how both boys were playing and unloading and loading the gun before this happened. And my point to them is that, hey, okay, Caden was reckless too. Caden and the kid were reckless. The difference is that the gun didn't go off when it was in Caden's hands. It went off when it was in the other kid's hands. He needs to be charged. We're not done asking for him to be charged. We'll sing that at the top of the mountain if we have to.